Disclaimer: not everything we say on the show might be true. If you're questioning something we've said, make sure to check the Bible or a biblical, reliable source first. This is partly based on our opinions, and we may not get all our facts right. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Church Kids podcast, and this is our third episode. But today won't look like a normal episode. Today will be what we call a rabbit hole episode. So essentially, what's going to happen is we're going to find just kind of random topics that we think are interesting, and we're going to talk about them. They could be conspiracy theories. Most of them probably will be, or just other things that we find that we wanted to talk about, just to kind of take a break or get some variety, so to speak.
And it will be probably as spiritual as like most other episodes. So just letting you know. Yep.
All right, so I think the first one we're going to start with is the moon landing and just that whole thing. So to speak. So
who actually, not
who
believes that the moon landing didn't happen? Because I think it did.
I think it did.
I don't know. I don't have any evidence to back up that it did, but I also don't have any evidence to back up that it didn't.
I think it did, but
why?
I don't know why.
I think it did. I don't really have any reason, so you could persuade me otherwise.
I think it happened because, there are people. I understand some reasons why people think it might not have happened, because radio waves don't necessarily travel that far, and so if they're projecting it live to people, then maybe it didn't happen because there's no way. But my thoughts on that is they filmed it, they filmed the landing and then got closer and then sent the they did something where they sent the recording back to Earth for people to watch. So it wasn't necessarily live footage, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe technology was just more advanced back then. We've decreased in our knowledge.
Yes. We are getting dumber.
Makes sense.
Reverse evolution.
Refer to our last episode.
Well, some people think that the moon landing was fake because they think that you can't get out of Earth's atmosphere. It just won't let you. That's what I've heard. They believe there's this little layer of the Earth's atmosphere, and it just won't physically let you out of it, and that's why they believe you can't go to the moon, and so it must have been fake. And also the videos of people taking off the airplanes, or not the airplanes, rocket ships. They're always near, and then they go to the side, and they never go completely straight up. They go like that.
Because
no space travel has ever happened with that theory.
I was gonna say with that theory, it's how do satellites and stuff get out there? Because we know there are satellites, right?
Well, yeah, but they could still be inside Earth's atmosphere.
How would they get images of other galaxies?
They generated them.
AI.
through the AI.
Fair enough. Wait, I don't think AI was a thing, as much of a thing.
Okay, well then someone drew it really realistically, and then they took a picture of it.
Fair enough.
You can't necessarily prove that people have taken pictures of galaxies. Just you can't prove that anyone has taken pictures of the Earth or even any of the other
What about the
planets.
people that have gone to space though and claim and have pictures?
They're all lying.
They were in a simulation on the Earth, and it looks like it because they can project.
But wait,
on the windows and stuff.
Haven't people died in space?
Supposedly.
So do they just hide their bodies if they were on Earth?
Conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
I saw a thing today.
I don't believe that, by the way.
That someone fell from space, and there was just a little husk of a person because it was burnt because of the Earth's atmosphere.
They would have been burnt into
nothing.
At least
there's no way they would have made it past the atmosphere.
That's actually known as an alien.
Aliens don't exist. Aliens don't exist. I don't believe.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that unless somebody
I don't know.
I don't
How
think
do you
aliens
know,
exist.
Elijah?
because God is
I think that
Would it
God
be
just
true?
created the earth
like
and people on the earth.
a non-sentient alien might exist.
I have no opinions on aliens because I don't have any evidence to go against it.
I am the same as Mac.
Because, like, if the universe is, like, extends infinitely, like people
Wait.
say,
Does it?
pretty sure it does.
Okay.
Or is it like
Or is it like a
expanding?
circle?
That's
like
what
the
I was
Earth-
saying the last time. It's like a circle.
Whoa, why
Guys,
did you
it's
just say it
actually-
that
what's
way
that thing where
then?
On top of like a turtle or something?
What turtle?
So
Oh,
there's
no,
Oh my
that's
gosh,
some
it's
mythical
wild
thing.
crabs.
It's like a mythological thing where it's like it's on top of.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Rhino
there's
head.
someone in our class who has this theory. He doesn't actually
Uh-oh.
believe this. That the world is a cube carried by giraffes on top of a turtle floating through the sea of galaxies. That's what the world's actually like, he says. We just have a wrong opinion of
So Minecraft,
Yeah.
Cube World.
it.
He's a little stuck inside his video games.
There was this.
It's okay. All boys are stuck inside their video games.
There's this friend I have who thinks. I don't know if he actually thinks this, but I think he's like a strong believer. But he thinks that there's multiple universes.
The
Which is just
multiverse.
weird to he doesn't think there's a multiverse.
Oh.
I don't know his exact idea. I think it has something to do with like 3 different universes. But it's an interesting thought to think about. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it takes a bunch of people to like prove something to be true, and like thousands and thousands of people, but it only takes one to like shed doubt on it,
That's true.
like to start a rumor. So like
Yeah.
all these people could like back to the moon landing, like all these people could have like been actually real, made it, and like that took hundreds of thousands of people to make that happen, and then like one person just started a rumor, and now
Rumors are kind of crazy. They spread,
it's weird.
and people just kind of believe whatever. It's
People just
not
believe whatever the, in quotations, authorities tell them.
Yeah. Example of that segue. What a segue into
What a segue.
into like medical, like human, like the American healthcare system, and like how lots of facts are not, they're regulated. And so like referring back to our last episode where we talked about how like the fat people did research and fat is good for you, and that like people that have done research on it, like that were paid to do research on it, they just discarded all the things that said fat was good for you and kept the things that said fat was like bad for you. And so now we have this whole connotation that fat is now bad for you, but it's really not.
Yes.
That's very good insight, Mac. Did you know that Amelia Earhart was eaten by crabs?
That's what we just saw. Since Amelia Earhart has been shrouded in mystery ever since that her aircraft disappeared in 1937. While it is widely believed that she ran out of fuel and crashed in the ocean, some think she landed by mistake on a deserted island and was eventually eaten by 3-foot-long coconut crabs.
I know what the coconut crabs are from Octonauts.
Real! I love Octonauts.
Anyways, back to
Sorry,
Max.
I just had
topic.
to say that.
Did you know?
Did you know? Well, that's also another conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yay.
That will.
Yeah, no, okay, this episode is going to be really whack.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So back to what Mac was.
So-
oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. And so pretty much all of these things that we're
Sorry.
talking about is all speculation and not a lot of fact. And so believe what we say here less than you believe what we say on our other episodes. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
That's what Mac was saying. There's like hundreds of stuff that's banned, that's banned in like every other country on the world, pretty much. Like food products that are bad for you, like I don't know, probably like the red food coloring or something. I think that's one of
Red
them.
40.
Yeah, red 40. I think that's one of them actually.
I'm
And
so proud.
America has like hundreds of those things not banned. Wait a second, I'm messing everything up.
Okay, so in Europe, there's like 9,000 some like products they put in food that are like banned because they're not good for you, and only 300 of those are banned in the United States. Is what Elijah is saying.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So
So
I think
Those numbers aren't exact. We don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
essentially what we're getting at is there's a lot of things in American foods in like the ingredients that aren't like banned in Europe, and so they're not in there in Europe. And
But
so-
Americans like pretty food,
Yep.
Yeah, like Fruit Loops in Europe.
even
are
if it
different.
gives them cancer
What?
cancer.
and other things like diabetes and bad things.
Our food
Okay.
is
Oh, yeah.
giving us those things.
I think that
Making us sick. Is that better, Mac?
No.
Okay.
I think that like the new guy on Trump's staff, I think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. he's trying to fix that. I think he's the health guy, right?
I don't know.
No
Robert F.
idea.
Kennedy. I think I think
No
I saw
idea.
something
That
about
sounds
that.
like JFK.
He's JFK's
Like grandson.
nephew.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, because Robert F. Kennedy was JFK's brother, and then Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the guy who's right now in the healthcare system trying to fix things.
Oh, well, good for
And
him.
so so we might
Yay.
be going back to good food things
Good for
Kinda.
us.
instead of being
I'm
the sickest
so
country in the world.
proud. What's our next conspiracy theory? Isn't it like the flat Earth one?
Sure.
Oh,
My gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Elise, what does your dad believe about this?
Okay, so he thinks that the Earth is like a half sphere, and so
Circle.
no, a
No,
half
it's a half
sphere,
sphere.
like an actual half sphere.
Gotcha.
And then it's like all laid out, and he believes that like it's flat. I don't know. He had some like logic that he
So, like,
Told
how
me.
do we then get from Alaska to Russia if there's a big space in between because it's flat?
yeah, that's also why haven't we found the edge of the Earth?
Yeah.
also how
But he
flat
thinks that we
is-
haven't found it because like the water around and like we haven't discovered like all the water things. and
Well,
so-
like, magic keeps us from discovering.
not magic.
Magic
God.
is real.
No.
Do.
You're such a nerd.
How flat would like the Earth be? Like, would it be like a little bit thick, or like just like
Well,
paper
we've
thin?
dug down quite
Well,
a
no,
bit.
not-
So.
True, that is true. So it's pretty
So
much disproven
not-
But
immediately.
then, where do scientists find their info on, like,
The deepest part of Earth is in the Mariana
core.
Trench, and it's like 7 miles deep.
Yeah, and
The
so
highest-
so half sphere, so it's not like paper thin.
That's-
And the highest point is Everest, which is like 4 miles high. So it's like
So we're like 11 miles in total tall.
yeah. Let me look that up just to be clear on the fact. I know it's somewhere on there.
also, how would we have different time zones? Wouldn't it
Because
just be the
of the
same
sun.
time everywhere if it was flat?
Because of the sun.
If it was
That's
flat.
If it was
true.
flat, it would be the same time.
That's
literally
true.
everywhere.
and, like, the sun would always be rising at the same time everywhere.
Yeah.
And, like, so.
Yeah, 'cause you'd
Whoa.
Busting myths.
Yay!
Boom.
Sorry,
Mythbusters!
Elise's dad, if you're listening to this.
He also, I think he believes in aliens.
But you know what? If we had him on the podcast, he might have some really good reasons.
He does
So-
have some good reasons, but I don't know, just there's also other reasons that make his reasons not reasonable.
See, I think aliens might exist, but not like ones that can think for themselves. Really, like human. Like I think like a dog type alien could exist potentially because they're not like intelligent creatures.
Alien just
in my
means.
opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean aliens from space. You know,
Aliens
I
just
know what
means
you're
like
saying,
you're
though.
not
I'm saying
from Earth.
like aliens mean something that's foreign to Earth, and so like any life that's not from Earth is considered an alien, and I think any life possible, like not the stereotypical alien, but like maybe some other life is out there.
Can I say something?
No.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
5 miles tall. 5.5
Oh,
miles tall.
Mac was wrong.
that's how Mount Everest is.
And the Mariana Trench was 7 miles deep. I was right about that one.
I'm so proud.
Okay, so also with the alien thing, if there were aliens who were like humans and had like souls and stuff, then like apparently God just doesn't care about them because he only sent Jesus to Earth, and how would they learn about Jesus? Like he just like
I mean-
how would they learn about Jesus?
Technically, he could have sent Jesus to other planets.
No,
We
because
wouldn't know
because
about it.
Jesus went to defeat death forever, and he didn't have to do it multiple
They
times.
also talk about mankind in the Bible. In not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I feel
Other
like if there
kind.
were aliens, they wouldn't have like we wouldn't be able to like communicate with them or whatever. It'd be
They
like
would-
like Elijah was saying, like a dog.
And then like if God talks about mankind in the Bible, if there were other things out there that he was trying to like refer to, he would probably say beings instead of mankind. Like,
Yeah, and like man is made in his image, so
Mhm.
we're the ones who are like actually like rational, and so like no other things unless they were people.
all speculation.
So I'm about to bring
No,
this to another level.
No.
What if there were if there are multiple universes?
Oh,
Would humans in those universes be aliens, or could there potentially
are we
exist-
aliens?
or could aliens potentially exist in other
So
universes?
by
And-
definition, alien is something foreign to Earth. So technically, we are aliens to other planets if there is other life on other planets.
but I'm not saying there's any aliens. I'm saying if
Uh-huh.
there aren't any aliens in our universe, if
You're-
there
are
are
you-
multiple
you
universes,
popping open the
there could
universe cap?
there could
Multiverse
possibly
cap.
be aliens existing in other universes who Jesus came to save. Potentially.
That's what I was saying.
I'm closing the lid on this one. I don't want to talk about that. That's too deep. It's too far out.
That's
there.
what we talk about on this podcast, man.
We get into the deep
Things.
stuff.
My bad. Okay,
We dive into the
I do have one
topics.
to talk about though. Would
Are we just skipping over Elijah's?
Yeah, we're closing his
yeah,
lid.
I'm closing the lid on that one. I don't. There's too little that's known.
Yeah.
So I have one. Like, what? Like, we explored space before we explored the ocean, and so we probably should explore the ocean.
Oh my gosh, wait, have you
Wait.
seen?
Like dinosaurs could still exist, but deep down under the water.
Like, we've never gone 7 miles down into the Mariana Trench
Because of pressure.
because of pressure. Like, because the reason we didn't do, my speculation for the reason we didn't do that is because like water pressure would like crush anything that we sent down there, rather than in space where there's no pressure. It's just the air problem, which we still have to.
How about we
deal with
just
air
suck all the
problem.
water out of the ocean and put it into space?
Wow. Well, that was a jump. Did you know?
Then we
I
wouldn't have
solved
any
all
water.
of our problems.
No, then we wouldn't have any water on Earth.
Anna,
Yeah.
we suck it into big things that we have in space, and then we put it back in once we.
Once we figured it all out,
Figured it
then
all
all the water animals
Once all the
would
fish
have
are
died.
dead.
Well, we don't have to take all the water out, just out of the Mariana Trench.
what?
How can we
It's
make
just
just
go back
water
up.
out of
You
the
build-
Mariana
okay,
The Mariana
okay,
Trench
okay.
connects to.
Guys. So
Alright,
you build
here-
barriers around the Mariana Trench to
Uh-huh.
make sure that the
How do
water
we
is
build them all the
isolated
way
inside.
down?
Then you take a tube from space, and it sucks all of the water out.
Anna.
You've been watching too much Star Trek.
I've never seen Star Trek.
I haven't either, but it sounds. I don't know.
Wait.
We're
Did you
talking about Earth right now.
Too much sci-fi, Anna.
wait? Hold on, guys. Did you know that NASA used to be space? Like, or not space. That's crazy. They used to be sea.
If I jumped
They
to
used
NASA,
to. They used to explore the sea. Like they didn't used to
Whoa.
do space, but they found something. I don't know what they found, but they obviously found something really scary because they went as far away from the sea as they possibly could.
The
And
Loch Ness monster is real, guys.
I don't think that they would. Why would they hide that?
Why
from
would they
us?
keep that a secret?
That's cool.
Guys, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Underwater.
Underwater Bigfoot.
There's a whole community down there.
It's
The
like
community of
the
Midway.
what's that one?
Atlantis.
Is there that? Wait, is that a Star Wars
The
movie
city
where
of
there's like the
Atlantis.
Jar Jar Binks guy and he
That is
has
a
the
Star Wars
underwater thing?
movie.
It's like the bubble.
That
Like
is
there's
the
a Bigfoot
Gungans.
community in like a bubble.
The
under the
Gungans.
sea.
The Gungans.
I
The
don't know what
Gungans
they're
are real, guys. Jar Jar Binks.
Except they're Bigfoot.
I kind of want to spin off the Star Wars thing just a little bit.
I love Star Wars. I can talk all day about Star Wars.
Yeah, we know.
I know nobody liked talking about the universe topic, but this is different. This is a little bit different.
Sure.
I'm not saying that I believe this because I don't. But I think I heard sometime. What if like some book plots or movie plots just existed in different universes? Somehow their authors made it to those universes, wrote the book based on that, and just called it fiction. So because they knew nobody would believe them.
I
Like
read-
Harry Potter?
Okay,
Or
I
Star
read a
Wars.
book on this. Well, it was a fictional book. Duh. It wasn't like on
Was
this,
it
but like
wasn't
the
fictional?
storyline was this, like where this
Mhm.
guy he traveled like in this special boat thing across one of the oceans, and then he was like transported to the fictional world, and so like all these things that were like fictional like existed, and like all these famous authors like C.S. Lewis and like Gerald Tolkien and like things like that, like they got their ideas from that place, and it was a really cool book. But they were like,
what's it called?
It's called the
Here There Be Dragons.
Well, that's the first one, but
Yeah.
it's like they're caretakers of this book called the Imaginarium Geographica, and it's like the map of the fantasy lands. And so, like, they're supposed to take care of that map, and that's the only reason that they have the ability to go to those fantasy lands. And that's like, it's a completely fictional word, duh, but like, it's such a cool idea. It's so good. But like, you don't realize. Well, there's kind of a plot twist at the end, but I'm not going to spoil that.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Good. What happened to the people of Roanoke?
Ooh.
You've got a point there.
Here we go.
What's Roanoke?
That's one of the questions I'm going to ask God when I get to heaven.
Because, okay, so essentially, people settled in Roanoke, and that was whenever America was first beginning to be colonized, and so there was a settlement there, and then like people left to go start other settlements and like go back to England or like the Europeans and stuff, and they went there and then came back, and all the people of Roanoke were gone. Or no, all the people of this town were gone.
Oh,
and
wait,
they
I have
wrote
heard of
the
that.
word Roanoke on a tree.
No,
I have heard of that.
On a tree.
It was Crete?
Crete. Look it up.
Yeah,
just
so
for
like
sure.
nothing, like no one even, there wasn't any remnants of like what the heck happened to them.
Yeah.
We
So
never-
aliens abducted them.
Whoa!
Aliens like, man, these people have just discovered like a whole new continent. Let's kidnap them and study their brains.
Oh no, it was Croatoan. They wrote the word Croatoan on
Where
it.
did
Croatian.
Roanoke come
It's
from?
Croatian.
No, it's Croatoan. I know. I can read, Elijah.
Let me see it. Let me see it. I want to see it. Let me see it.
Croatoan. Croatoan.
Okay, so there's no I, because
Croatian.
Croatian would have
You
an
have a
I.
reputation for not knowing how to pronounce things. right?
Croatian would have an I, Elijah.
Yeah, because, you know.
That's true. So that's a.
So our next episode is on grammar for Elijah.
Just the joke.
We jump all over the place on this podcast.
Yeah, we do. Especially
Croatia.
on our rabbit hole episodes.
Yeah. Croatia is a country, though, right?
It is.
If I'm not mistaken. And
Whoa, so
where
they
is it?
started Croatia?
No,
Oh,
it already existed.
dang it.
But if they got this really good idea to go to Croatia and then they drowned.
That's possible. That's actually pretty possible. I just took everybody.
And left.
And they were like, I'm gonna write on a tree that way they know where they like that way they know like where we went, and then they died.
And we never know because the ocean's so deep.
Yep, and no one is studying the ocean like we should be. Why are we studying it? Not our world. Why are we studying it?
That's
That
what I
way?
was-
Understand our world before we understand
Well,
other
it's just
ones.
because like it's like my thing with that is like it's harder to explore the ocean than it is to explore space. Because space you just need like the landing gear for the planets.
Figure it out.
And then you also just need the oxygen. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more, but like those are the
Yeah.
main things. Whereas the ocean, you have to deal with oxygen and you have to deal with water pressure, which like
You know, space is easy.
it's easier than
Yeah.
going down.
As a
7
kid,
miles.
I always wanted to build like a really long tube where like the metal just gradually got thicker. That way it could like withstand pressure. And then it had like little windows in it. That way you could see into the out.
Mhm.
But that definitely wouldn't work. But that would be cool.
It would be cool, but it would not work.
I think we can never have like cities in the ocean if one day we do discover
Like
how to
Atlantis?
see them. Yeah, like
That'd be
Atlantis.
sick.
Wouldn't all their ears hurt? Like
If
if
we
you lived in one of
found the
those.
technology to fix those kinds of things, though.
How would we fix it?
I feel like by
I
that
don't know.
time we would be also migrating to other. Well, I don't know.
I don't think that we should
What
migrate
if-
to
I don't.
Mars.
You know, I don't think we should migrate
No.
to other planets.
I feel like we have to figure out how to live on our own planet before we even try to live on other planets.
Fair enough.
Unless we start overpopulating, but that's probably not.
Overpopulation is fake.
Yeah.
We can all fit in like if we've gathered all the people in the world, we can fit in like Orlando, Florida. I've mathed it.
What?
You've mathed it
I've
yourself.
mathed it.
Like
Actually-
actually together really close?
Well, yeah, we'd have to be like one person per like cubic yard, but or not cubic yard, like cubic foot, but like
I think that's overpopulation right there, at least.
well, but like we can all fit there. Like we could all fit, and so we're not overpopulated. We're not overpopulated. Like Nebraska and
That's just-
Kansas, there's so much space. We have so much space.
But I don't
left
want
still.
everything, all of the beautiful nature to be people.
Well, that's true.
People-
But overpopulation is a lie from Satan because somewhere in the Bible, God tells Satan that he's going to be stepped on by like a man, and so he's trying to get rid of all the people. That way, less chances that he gets stepped on. That's what I've heard.
That's a great theory.
No, wait, no,
He's
listen.
already been stepped on.
No, I'm serious.
It says-
Somewhere in the Bible, it says
the
that he's
snake-
going to be
the
stepped
woman
on.
will crush
Yeah,
the
in
snake's heel or
Genesis.
something like
Yeah,
that.
and so he's trying to kill all the people.
But
that
no,
way,
but Jesus
one...
was the person who stepped on him.
No, he hasn't stepped on him
Boom.
yet.
Good job, Anna.
Jesus is not a man. Or Jesus is not a woman.
Yes, he is.
Jesus is not a woman.
You're right. Jesus
So-
is a man.
No, it's her child. The woman's child will step on, or you will bite the. It's like you'll bite the ankle. And is this the verse in Genesis that you're talking about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
she's
let me
talking
find
about.
it.
And I think
Bible app.
like that refers to Adam, and then like
It's like whenever they
His
all
descendant,
eat
yeah.
the fruit, and then they're like blaming each other,
Mm-hmm.
and then God curses them individually. So he says it to the
curses
serpent.
Satan.
Because you have done this, cursed are you, blah, 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 blah. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between her offspring, and your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. So, that's already happened, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He
Well,
stepped
I
on
still
his head.
think that Satan is trying to kill everybody.
yes, he is. That would be true.
That is such a great observation, Elise.
Yes, I know. Anyways,
Aren't people taking like space vacation now? Like
I think they're
really
trying
rich
to.
people?
Yeah.
No, I think they are.
Yeah.
Like probably Elon
I would
Musk
not
not
set
if
up
you
something
can't.
like
Not
that.
if you can't get out of the atmosphere of the Earth.
I would not want to do that.
Oh, my dad also believes in satyrs because somewhere in the Bible it like talks about satyrs. I have
Does
no
it
idea
does?
where. A satyr is a half goat, half man.
Think Percy Jackson.
Read Percy Jackson.
Grover.
I haven't seen Percy Jackson.
Well, for all the other people
Yeah,
out
I know
there,
what it is. So.
Yeah, half goat, half man. But like
go
they're
legs.
they're usually referred to as like demons.
Like-
Like demons went inside people and it like transformed them into half goat, half man.
Like Thomas from
Mr. Tumnus.
Thomas from
Mr.
Narnia.
Yeah.
Wait, where is that?
I have no idea.
Bible?
Hold on, I can.
You should find it.
That's I was gonna
Because
say, that
we
doesn't-
don't know that, and I
sounds-
don't think I've ever read that before.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
The satyrs shall dance there in Isaiah 31 or 13:12.
What's the context of that?
It's basically talking about animals. It says, "But the desert creatures will lie there; jackals will fill their houses, and there the owls will dwell, and the wild goats will leap about." But it could probably.
The wild goat. That's not safe.
Hold
like,
on.
Where? Like, go even farther back.
Hold on. It says 34:14 is also one.
Say the reference out to the mic
Isaiah 34:14.
if you want to research this on your own.
Yeah. Desert creatures will meet with the hyenas, and wild goats will bleat to each other. There, the night creatures will also lie down. Okay,
Okay, it must depend on like the version, like the way that the words are translated. Because like these ones,
Yeah.
Elise is looking at NIV right now, and that just says wild goats. But whatever she looked up, what version
here's
is
some
that in?
different ones in Leviticus and in Leviticus 17:7 and
Is it
2
just
Chronicles
talking about
11,
whether
7.
goats mentioned in the Bible?
No, it says satyr in
Well,
this
that
version.
but we really can't trust the. I mean, we can trust the Bible.
We
but,
can trust
like,
the Bible. We can't trust
the-
Google.
Well,
Yeah.
also like different versions. Some are more reliable than others. So.
Mhm.
You kinda have to look
like
at-
the King James version.
Like
So-
some versions were translated like not straight from the Hebrew or the Greek. They were translated like to Latin, and then some versions were translated off the Latin, which changes the meaning a little bit. So
Oh,
like the
okay.
versions that go straight from like Hebrew to English or like Greek to English. We kind of talked about this in our first episode of the podcast. Like those ones are more reliable than the ones that went from Hebrew to
Is ESV
Latin
one of
to
those?
ESV is a reliable one, yeah.
I know there's also like word for word translations, which would not like one of the
That's like
things that is-
Spanish to English. That would not sound good.
one of the
For word to
people.
word.
Well, like word for word, as in like they try to translate, like not in the order of the words necessarily, but
Yeah, because different languages and like the way languages are set up, like words will be in different orders, but the meaning will be the same, even if they're in different
Yeah,
orders.
so
They
then
can
like
still
some
kinda do a word for
translations
word.
try to capture the meaning, some try to do like a word for word. So just like research that on your own. Our youth pastor gave us some ones that were reliable, but they're in my other notebook and I don't know where it is.
something like the Message translation. I don't think is
Yeah.
like a word for word. I think that's more of like the idea of it.
Mhm.
So that's probably not like it's not bad to read, but it's probably not what you should use for your Bible.
Okay, so that was our rabbit hole podcast. It was definitely very scattered and crazy. But anyways, we shall see you next week. Goodbye.
See ya. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.
Bye.